Hello, I'm Alex Gill with Anime on Location, and today we're here with Russell Lissau. It's been a couple of years since we last saw you. Can you tell us what has been new since last Anime Central?
Yeah, sure, Alex. It's been a really busy couple of years for me. We've had some great comics coming out. I finished my run on the Batman Strikes, which I think was the last thing I probably talked to you guys about. That wrapped up in 2009. Since then, I've been doing a lot of independent comics, which has been terrific. A lot of fun. Doing work on Omega Comics Presents. I wrote one of the stories for Ape Entertainment's new Shrek series. And this year coming up, I've got 2 stories in the Strawberry Shortcake series.
You have 2 new short stories from Omega Comics Presents. Could you tell us about the crime thriller Greedy?
Absolutely. Greedy was the first of 3 stories that I've done for Omega Comics Presents, which is an independent kind of boutique comic that's published by Pop Goes the Icon. They're based in Las Vegas, Nevada. Greedy goes back to a genre that I love, which is film noir and kind of the cop story, the detective story, gone completely awry. And Greedy is about a burglar who breaks into a house, finds the lady of the house home, and she says, "You can have the jewels or me, and not both." And he chooses poorly. And that's what Greedy's all about. And it's a short story drawn by MP Mann, who's an artist who I've now worked with 5 times, and we have a great relationship with each other.
How about the cop drama One of Us?
One of Us was the second story that I wrote for Omega Comics Presents, and it appeared in issue number 3, and the artist on that was John Bivens. And it was a terrific story. I loved working with John, and it was actually submitted for an Eisner Award this year. Didn't get a nomination, which is fine. There were a lot of great books that did, but the publisher liked it so much that he submitted it for consideration, and we loved the story. Thank you.
How has it been working with Omega Comics in general?
Great. PJ Perez is the owner, editor, publisher, man about town who runs Omega Comics, and it's been absolutely fantastic. I've done now 3 stories for Omega. The Greedy, of course, was one. One of Us was the second. And the newest issue, which just came out, I think, last month, was a World War II horror story called L'Ange de Bastogne, which is translated in French from The Angel of Bastogne. And it's a horror story that takes place during the Siege of Bastogne during the Battle of the Bulge.
And now, to do a 180, could you tell us a little bit about Strawberry Shortcake?
That is a 180. Strawberry Shortcake comes out this summer from Ape Entertainment, and I've written 2 stories for it. Both short stories that are going to be backup tales, and it's obviously an all-ages series aimed at young kids, especially girls. My first story is called The Blueberry Flu, and it was co-written with my 9-year-old daughter. One of the reasons I took the gig was to work on a comic book story with Meredith, my daughter, and she's getting her first published credit at the age of 9. Thank you.
You're also involved with Reading with Pictures. Can you tell us more about Reading with Pictures?
Reading with Pictures was an awesome book that came out last year. We were promoting it at last year's ASIN. It's an anthology that benefits a group based here in Chicago called Reading with Pictures that aims to get comics into schools and schools into comics. To teach schools and librarians that comics are an important learning tool, not just for literacy, but also for math, science, and other subjects. And Reading with Pictures, the book, is available as both softcover and hardcover, and it's filled with stories that are great comic stories, but also kind of secretly educational.
How about your news on your self-published works and your independent works?
You know, I've done 2 self-published books. One was called The 29, the first one, and it was about the sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald, and that came out, I think, 2 years ago, and we've gone through 3 print runs now. It's been really well received. My newest self-published book is called Daily Grind, and it actually came out yesterday. I picked it up from the printers, and ASIN is the first show where it's available for sale, and it was a way for me to deal with turning 40. That's really what the story is about, a middle-aged man who is unhappy with his lot in life. Not that I'm unhappy with my lot in life, but he is. And he kind of talks to the readers as he goes about his daily life, his daily grind, and it winds up in a spot that at the beginning of the story you wouldn't expect the story to wind up in.
All right. Thank you very much for your time. Russell Lissau, everyone.